Hey, Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashib Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, excuse me. I want to give double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and the Kazakh Shalom to the hopeful elect. Real quick, just wanted a slight correction. Yesterday I did a lesson talking about, seeking the Lord, and I mentioned the 2/3. Then I mentioned people outside of America, and could have been a little bit more clear on that, so just going to provide the context for that statement. This is Zephaniah 13:8. Zechariah, rather, 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So this is a prophecy pertaining to America. The 2/3 represent the people in Israel who will not hearken unto the Lord. These will be the non-elect, the people who are going to end up suffering the same fate as their oppressors in the other nations. And the third that should be left is the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, teachers of Yahweh Shem Shai, and the large multitude whom the Lord have mercy on. Go to that second Ezra 9 real quick. It's second Ezra 9 and 22. It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and the 2/3 were born in vain. Let's get the word vanity. Or vain. Vain. Online etymology, devoid of real value, idle, unprofitable. Unprofitable is great. Idle too, because we're supposed to be occupying until the Lord comes, which is a sign of our faith, and the 2/3 do not have that faith. Conceited, elated with a high opinion of oneself, silly, idle, foolish. A lot of these are great, but unprofitable. It's born in vain, so devoid of real value. Ultimately, we're going to have that value back in the kingdom. We are the cream of the crop now, but it's not our turn to rule. We are still the apple of the Lord's eye. It's just we are that dim gold, like it says in the book of Lamentations. But saying all that to say, only the hopeful elect is attempted to put on as the elect and live up to the standard. The 2/3 are heathens in the mind. And let my grape be kept, which would be the elect, and my plant. For great labor have I made it perfect. So the Lord has increased us with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Think about Ezekiel 47. Think about Sirach, where it talks about the Lord watering his best garden. And that's what he's done. You know what I'm saying? And if we are of the elect, we'll be, what the scriptures would consider the first fruits. This is Ezekiel 20 and 38. It says, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and then that transgress against me. I'll bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter to the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So, when I was talking about the 2/3 in America, they're going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles and the tempest from the chariots. But Israel, due to the curses, have been scattered all over. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And that happened here in America. Christianity, white Jesus, the cross, and then the cobblestone for Islam. The point being, we were scattered, and that 2/3 prophecy is pertaining to the Israelites here in America. This is the fate for the Israelites who are scattered and who do not take heed to what Yahweh Shemel has to say. Again, I'll purge out from among you the rebels, and then that transgress against me. So those people still walking hand in hand with Esau. Those people who are still cleaving in two ways that are contrary to the will of the Lord, to the things that are deemed righteous. I'll bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, how they get there, because they were scattered. And they shall not enter to the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. And that's the precept. It's a closing precept. It's a red letter. So Yahweh Shai. Luke 19:27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. And the people who are not on one accord with the Lord, they're rebelling. So going back to that Ezekiel, this is the word rebel. In the online etymology, it says resisting an established or rightful government or law, insurrectionist, lawless, stubborn, obstinate. So that government that's established is that government that was prophesied. We talk about it all the time in Isaiah, the 9th chapter. Matter of fact. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, the child is Yahweh Shai. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. What government? The kingdom. Mount Zion. No, because the government consists of what? People. And his name shall be called, well, let's take a step back. And the government shall be upon his shoulders. What does that mean? That means he's going to rule. He's going to be our spiritual king, and King David is going to be our earthly king. He's going to be directly under Yahweh Shai. Under Yahweh Shai and King David, the 12, and then the rest of the governing body. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And again, these are all titles. The Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. So that means this kingdom will never, ever, ever cease to exist. We're not going to be overthrown by Moabites. Esau gets a third run. No. Like it says in the book of Daniel, the Lord is going to have this kingdom last forever. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts excuse me, will perform this. I want to back this up and go back into that word rebel. Excuse me. Daniel 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So precept upon precept, this is the same kingdom. The kingdom where Yahweh Shai is going to be ruling. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. But this links up with the Isaiah 2. How all the hills and mountains and other nations are going to flow into Israel and learn the ways of the Lord. So going back, whoever rebels against that, rebel in the adjective sense, we already resisting the established and rightful government. That government will be, the kingdom which rests on the shoulders of Yahweh Shai, the law. We know pursuant to Baruch 4:1. It's not just the 613 law, statutes, commandments, the whole book, but that's what the second covenant consists of. Us having those new bodies and not having to deal with that. Rebel, the verb etymology, it says rise up against a ruler, one's government, to be insubordinate, to revolt, to make war against anything deemed oppressive. So those of you who are not with the program, you're outside of America, you somehow avoided the thermonuclear destruction. This is your fate. Get down or lay down. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Yeah, the Wadi Al-Bashir Shabbat, give me a spirit of this lesson. Until next time, Shalom.